like a Hellcat.
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. And before we start the video, I've seen quite a few guys have participated in the crystal giveaway event, but most of you haven't provided your line ID as I've clearly mentioned in the previous video. So if any of you don't have line, so you can contact me or provide your Facebook ID or Instagram ID. Okay, so in the description below you will find my Facebook, Instagram, so you can follow me on those social media so that we can get in touch with each other. If you have any questions or anything like that, you can keep in touch with me. All right, so now that's being out of the way, guys. So today in this particular video we are going to discuss whether you should spend 4500 crystals to get Abomination from the danger room, right? Well, as from his skill set, it seems like he is mainly a leadership and a support character. Okay, so if we look at its leadership, it's 60% increase to all attack for all combat type characters. So now there are other characters like Crescent who gives 60% of physical attack. Okay, and most of the combat characters are physical attack except for a few like Iron Fist, who really doesn't matter, and Apocalypse. Okay, so if you are an ABX player and if you have a tier 3 Apocalypse, okay, I'll just take you there. So he is the Abomination is the best leadership for him because there is no energy attack leadership for any combat class, right? And Apocalypse is the only one who has all attack. As you can see, just 18% for combat villain day. So he will be a great boost for Apocalypse with his 60% all attack on combat villain day, and might help you achieve the max score because Apocalypse have silence on his 4th skill, guys. Alright, so that's about the leadership, and as far as his leadership is confirmed, now let's get to his tier 2 passive. His tier 2 passive only applies to the Hulks, the characters with gamma radiation capabilities. Okay, he provides them 45% increased damage to heroes and villains, and not only that, a great 20% chain hit damage as well. So that's good, but the list of the character with gamma radiation are very few, to be exact 6 in number. Okay, so we can calculate like Abomination himself, Red She-Hulk, okay, then She-Hulk, then our boy Amadeus Cho, and then Red Hulk, and the last but not the least, Immortal Hulk. Okay, so all of them can enjoy this tier 2 passive. However, when it comes to leadership for this particular characters, okay, Hulk to Hulk all attack leadership doesn't really matter. He requires HP leadership. For She-Hulk, 65% of increased damage dealt to male type, so she doesn't benefit from his leadership. And similarly, Red She-Hulk and Red Hulk have their own fire damage leadership, right? So all of the Hulks are out of question. They will not benefit from his leadership. The only Hulk that is going to have any kind of benefit is Amadeus Cho aka Brawn, right? So if you want to use him for leadership for Brawn, so that's good enough, but you can do the same with Crescent. You don't actually need Abomination for that, right? So there is a very small group of characters who can benefit from his tier 2 passive, and I'd say Apocalypse at the best, who can enjoy his all attack bonus for combat villain ABX day. So that's about it. So shall you still spend 4500 crystals on this monstrous character, right? Now, how is he as a standalone character? Well, that is the main question, whether he is even worth 4500 crystals, because if we compare all the leadership and the support role, he has a very limited role. So if we look at that, then obviously it doesn't sound like he's worth 4500 crystal, even though you get 1250 crystals back, right? So let's go ahead and check out his stats. As you can see, without any leadership, not even his own, he has around 18,600 physical attack speed, ignore defense and skill cooldown are almost all maxed out. His critical rate is okay because he gets a massive 45%, I mean 40% critical rate buff, and we can slightly improve his critical damage as well. As far as his gears are concerned, as you can see, I don't have any Odin's Blessing or any Uru on my Abomination whatsoever. So definitely there is a lot of scope for improving this character's stats. And as far as his skills are concerned, the most of his important skills are at rank 6. As you can see, his second skill for ignore defense up to 60%, his third skill for the massive accumulation, okay, and apart from that, his fourth skill, which has the superb buff of all attack and all defense of 40%, along with 40% of crit rate buff for 7 seconds, which is again at a cooldown of 7 seconds, so continuously you can enjoy this buff. And this skill has also 5 seconds of immunity to all damage, and again his fifth skill has a 60% ignore all defense, right, all defense down, okay, which stacks up to 60%. And he has a massive healing, right? So even if he gets hit, if you take him through his iframe and use his fourth skill, in no time he will regain those lost HP. So he is quite a tanky and a reliable character if you play him well, and obviously he has a self-sufficient leadership for himself. His type enhancement is rank 0 because in PvE it doesn't really matter, and from his skill set we can clearly say he's not even meant for PvP, so he will not do any good. And his ISO set is stage 6 power of Angry Hulk, and he is just rocking 28% critical damage and 160% damage proc, guys. Alright, so that's it for him. Okay, so this is very mediocre, or you may even say a bad build, because he is just simply plain naked. No Urus, no awakening of ISO 8, no nothing, not even a CTP. Forget CTP, his damage proc is only 160%, right? So let's find out whether he is worth the crystals or not. Okay, so we are going to try him out in against Proxima Midnight without any strikers whatsoever, against Proxima 60, right? And let me tell you guys, if he can do Proxima's level 60 with this build without any strikers, then wonder what he will do once he reaches level 70 with proper CTP or obelisk and with Urus and gear 25. Just imagine that. So just to know his worth, whether he is worth the crystal or not, let's go ahead and check out our beast, the Abomination. So let's go ahead and do it.